You guys know that Professor Sam Vaknin is a diagnosed narcissist, convicted criminal, and possibly a psychopath, right? And don't get me wrong, he's a really smart guy with a lot of videos on YouTube, but I just want you to be aware where your education is coming from. A quick look at his Wikipedia page shows that he was first diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder in 1985 because of his mood swings, but he rejected that diagnosis until 1995 when he was found guilty of 3 counts of securities fraud in his home country of Israel, sentenced to a 1.5 years in jail, and had to undergo a psych evaluation as a condition for his parole. And according to him, that showed that he had borderline personality disorder, schizoid personality disorder, but most dominant was NPD. He was relieved to know what he had, he said. So that's allegedly 2 separate times in his life that he got the NPD diagnosis. But then in 2009, he was in a documentary film called I, Psychopath. He underwent a psychological evaluation and he met the criteria for psychopathy. And he seems to confirm the diagnosis in some of his YouTube videos.
But we are talking about factor 1 psychopathy, the classic psychopath, the animal, the beast, the monster. In short, me. Factor 1 psychopath.
But then you're saying, okay, but he has a psychology degree. He's a therapist or a psychologist, right? Wrong. According to his own website, he is not a mental health practitioner, nor is he a licensed therapist. He actually has his PhD in physics from a now defunct university called Pacific Western University that's been defunct for decades now. Because it is defunct, it is hard to verify if that is actually the case, that he does have a PhD in physics. Now, he has taught psychology as a visiting lecturer, allegedly, at a university in Russia and a university in Nigeria. But again, very hard to verify his background information. I tried to look up Pacific Western University famous alumni. He was not on that list. But he makes it clear in multiple parts of his website that he is not a licensed mental health clinician. So just know if he is one of these so-called self-aware narcissists or psychopaths, he might not be the most reliable narrator as far as his own backstory. For the sake of full transparency, I should tell you a bit about my background. I am also not a licensed therapist. I am a certified domestic violence counselor. I did my undergraduate degree at UC Berkeley. I got a master's at Stanford University. While at Stanford, I studied under the now passed away Professor John Krumboltz, who was a pioneer in the field of counseling. And while at UC Berkeley, I took courses in psychology as well as brain, mind, and behavior in the molecular biology department under this guy, Professor David Presti, who is an expert in biology, psychology, cognitive science, and has focused on post-traumatic stress disorder specifically. So just keep in mind that as you do your research, it's always a good idea to Google the people that you are learning this information from, because it is life and death information for some of us who are trying to escape narcissists.